In every culture, in every land, in every time in history, you would find haters. I mean, haters would hate for no apparent reason. Haters just love to hate.
I'm saying, like, real hate, man, that's like an art form, man. It's like you like a born a hater, like myself, man. A lot of cats think they hate, but man, I mean, I'm mad, I'm mad at everything, man. Brother got a nice car, man. Why you got a car, man? I only got one car. Why you got 3 cars or a wife or all that, man? That's played out, man. I hate on it till he's totally broke and ain't got nothing like me, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, that's what real hating is all about, man.
I'm sure most of you would agree with me that the PlayStation fan base, the ponies, in the top 5 when it comes to hating, because they hate for no reason. Yes, these guys, they hate. Could you guys remember when Starfield was coming out, how they hated on that game simply because it was not coming to the PlayStation? Could you guys remember? Well, I'll remind you.
Yes, I am biased against Microsoft, and I'm not going to pull criticisms of Nintendo and Sony out of my just for a vague sense of equality, like people always demand when you focus your critique on one particular company among the platform holders. So enjoy as I explain to you exactly why we're being biased against Microsoft today. They deserve it, for God's sake.
I believe that was Jim Sterling, and of course he is one of the biggest PlayStation fanboys out there. But could you guys remember when this guy was threatening to create a lot of accounts to downvote Starfield? Do you remember? Kim Jong-un is saying, starting account 1 out of 1,000, goodbye Starfield score.
Sickness!
But there was more hate. Could you remember when this hater called into Jaffe show and was caught lying that he would have played Starfield? This is hate.
I haven't got that yet with Starfield, but I'm not far in it. But I want to say one thing, though. Mm-hmm. The game is, so far, based on word of mouth, reviews, it's a disappointment.
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad game, but it is a disappointment considering.
I mean, how much have you played?
Like 3 hours.
Okay, and what's disappointing about it to you?
To me, it just doesn't get. First of all, I thought the intro was horrendous. I think the writing.
What about the intro? What about the intro was horrendous?
It just was very lackluster. Like if you compare it to Skyrim, immediately you're fighting a dragon, and then you're sent out into the world to do anything you want. Like literally anything you want. Whereas this is a little bit, like I said, it's a little more shallow. It's a little bit almost more like Mass Effect, where it's more story oriented. It's pushing you in a certain direction.
Do you think that was the choices you made? What is her name? Lynn or Lim, the lady who's your boss? Do you think part of it is just the fact that she asked you to burn the bodies and shit, and it should be more of a choice versus she forces you to do it, and it's almost like it's scripted at that point?
That's some of it.
I mean, that didn't happen at all in the game. So I'm assuming you haven't played it yet, correct?
Gotcha.
No, I swear to God, I played it. But it's wow. When you go to.
Oh, there it is.
So there you see the PlayStation community in full swing. They are haters. But now we are seeing that they have given the Xbox a rest, and now they are hating on the PC.
I honestly think, I'm gonna be honest, I honestly think these PC gamers, some of them are not happy, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because they don't got exclusives. Yeah. They pretend, and I mentioned that, we don't care about exclusives. Who doesn't care about exclusives? Who the hell actually has a gaming product and doesn't care that a company caters to that gaming product to get the most of that gaming product? Shit. Ain't nobody gonna say, I don't care about exclusive games. I don't care that nobody's actually focusing on the platform I'm choosing to play on. That's
they don't care about exclusives because they have no one to rep for them. Exactly.
You just
they have no one.
That's a lie.
They have no one to rep for them, man. And they used to. Remember, they used to have like a lot. Gaming used to be on PC. They used to have all of the prestige and all of the things. Now they are literally just peasants. They just wait.
I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon.
All these guys do is hate. They love to hate. But we know that there are powerful ponies all over the world. And here we have another hater. We have Mighty Keith, I believe is his name. Look at him hate on Xbox for getting the marketing rights for Metaphor. So here we have Mighty Keith, one of the biggest YouTubers who recently came out being a pony. He tweeted, "Atlas is terrible at marketing. They should have never let Xbox have the rights to advertising. JRPGs do not sell well over there. I still got people telling me they thought Metaphor was an Xbox exclusive. Get this game when it comes out, man. It's fire." I mean, come on, man. These guys are haters. But today, what we are going to talk about is something that is very interesting. There are a number of articles that are saying that developers are skipping Xbox. And what I am going to ask is, where are these developers? Which major developer is skipping Xbox? I'll ask that question and maybe you guys will help me. In addition to that, we will see how one of the biggest PlayStation 5 games that is supposed to come out next year just might be getting a delayed. We will talk about all that and more. So you know what? Let's talk about it.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Now, before we continue the videos, guys, if this type of content interests you, please consider subscribing. You get great Xbox content. You get a little bit of Nintendo thrown in there. And of course, you get that Sony Pony salt. So you can help me out by subscribing today. Now let's get back to the video. So if you are in these gaming streets, you know for the past few, whether it be a year or even 2 years, the PlayStation community has been asking Sony for a roadmap of first-party AAA games that they would be playing on their PlayStation 5. That is not something new that we know about. We know that Sony has kept these ponies in the dark for more than 2 years when it comes to a roadmap. So when it is this state of play was recently announced, everyone was saying that Sony has to say something about a first-party game coming to the platform. And they did. They spoke about the Ghost of Yotei. Now the question is, would the Ghost of Yotei be released in 2025? Well, they did say after the trailer that it would be coming out on 2025. But we have some new updates, or rather a rumor, that this game just might be delayed.
Rumor: Ghost of Yotei, to be delayed to 2026 after abandoning Ghost of Tsushima sequel. A rumor claims that Sony and Sucker Punch Productions recently announced Ghost of Yotei game will be delayed to at least 2026 after the company changed its vision from a Ghost of Tsushima sequel to Ghost of Yotei. Sony announced Ghost of Yotei during its most recent PlayStation State of Play at the end of September and revealed the game would release sometime in 2025. Sucker Punch Productions senior communications manager Andrew Goldfarb declared on the PlayStation blog, "We are forever grateful for the success of Ghost of Tsushima, and we can't wait for you all to experience Ghost of Yotei in 2025. A little over a week since that announcement, a new rumor from YouTuber Endymion claims the game will likely be delayed until 2026. He shared, "I was also told do not expect Yotei in 2025 at all. Apparently, the game's nowhere near being done, but it's a very slim chance that this game actually releases in 2025. It could very easily fall into 2026. But if you're getting your hopes up for it coming out next year, probably don't do that. Every source that I spoke to say that they full expect a delay at some point to be announced," he added. Earlier in his video he shared that Sucker Punch was originally working on a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima and not Yotei. He said, "I was told that originally Yotei was not the original game idea at all. It was actually indeed Ghost of Tsushima 2 starring Jin Sakai. But sometime during development, the game was halted and then completely changed in vision. This Atsu character we see was not originally decided to be the main character of this game. And apparently, according to my sources, Yotei's world and design are largely based on the assets that were being used while making Tsushima 2. Apparently work began on Tsushima 2 around 2 months after the official sales data came through on the first game's success. Endymion then shared that the reason why Yotei will get delayed is due to this change in vision. These changes from Tsushima 2 to Yotei happened apparently within the last year. So the entire vision of the project has been changed. He added, the era of placing the game 300 years into the future from Tsushima's story was decided because it would be more believable in Sucker Punch's internal talks for the game to star a woman at that point instead. Later in his video, Endymion also relayed, I'm told Yotei may be small than the original Tsushima because of the development problems behind the scene and the fact that they sidelined Jin Sakai for this new Atsuhiro instead. This led to a lot of asset flips and the story changing, but the core idea of Jin being hunted by Ronin was kept, but, of course, he was replaced by Atsu instead. He also shared that Yotei is also allegedly being developed as a cross-gen game for PS5 and PS4 because Sucker Punch and Sony are worried that the game won't sell if it isn't available to a larger install base.
So there's a lot to unpack here. The question is, would Sony announce a game or show a game knowing fully well it's not ready? Of course the answer is yes. Everyone has done that. Nintendo has done it with my Metroid Prime. Sony has done it in the past with God of War Ragnarok. Microsoft would have done it. All of them does it. The thing is, if this moves to 2026, this would be a sort of a big L for Sony, because that would mean another first-party game not being shown and released until 2026. But we'll have to wait and see. It's a rumor after all. They even said that this game was supposed to be a Ghost of Tsushima sequel, but they end up changing direction. But we'll have to wait and see what transpires with this game. Let me know what you think in the comment sections below. Next up, let's talk about something that is very strange. I am seeing reports all over Twitter, reports all over Google, that Microsoft is inquiring why devs are skipping the Xbox platform. And the first question I have to ask about that is, which devs are skipping the Xbox platform? Could somebody tell me, am I missing something here? Which major Western developer is skipping the Xbox platform? Now, if it is you said Japanese developers are skipping Xbox, I could understand that. If you tell me Chinese developers are skipping Xbox, I could understand that. But which major developers, we're talking about the EAs, the Ubisofts, Take-Two, Capcom, which developers are skipping Xbox? So let's dissect that a bit. Now, the first thing persons might say is that, okay, Baldur's Gate was not coming to Xbox, and I would say that you're an idiot, because Baldur's Gate was always coming to the Xbox. Now, the devs there at Baldur's Gate, they had some issues with the Series S getting split screen on the Series S. But when that parity clause was removed by Phil Spencer, the game ran smoothly on both the Series X and the Series S. That was Baldur's Gate 3, that is currently on the Xbox Series consoles. Now another person might say, what about Black Myth Wukong? That game isn't coming on the Xbox, and I would say again, you're a fool. Because the very studio said that they are currently working on optimizing the Xbox Series consoles version, and it will release on a later date. And a matter of fact, that particular game, I would have spoken about that in detail, helping us to see that, guess what? It is very clear that this was a third-party deal that Sony would have struck with that studio. That is why this game isn't coming. That is why Microsoft, commented and said they don't comment on deals by their third-party partners. That would have indicated that Sony did make a deal with the Black Myth Wukong studio. So they didn't say they are not working with Xbox, or they are skipping Xbox. The game is coming to Xbox. What about Inotria? Well, we know the issue with Inotria. Microsoft, I believe this was Microsoft's fault not talking with the devs, but that has been corrected. Microsoft reached out to the studios there who is making Inotria, and the game is on schedule to come to the Xbox Series consoles. So could somebody tell me, outside of Japanese games or Chinese games, which major studio is skipping Xbox? I mean, I want to be educated by that. I'm not talking about these small third-party studios. I'm talking about big, major third-party studios. Who is saying that they are skipping Xbox altogether? Please let me know in the comment sections below. You might even say Capcom. Capcom is not bringing the SNK collection to Xbox, and I would say you are ignorant, you're not informed, because that game too is coming to the Xbox. So could somebody tell me, what is this article about? Which major studio is skipping Xbox? Let me know in the comment sections below. So I hope that cleared up some things for you ponies. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.